Hello, students! Today's live lesson will cover selected important topics from Lesson 2. I hope I can emphasize information that will assist you in comprehending the learning objectives and provide real-world applications. The learning objectives of each lesson are a useful tool to ensure comprehension of key concepts. First, let's briefly review the learning objectives of Lesson 2. After completing this lesson, you should be able to differentiate entrepreneurship and small business, identify the steps and success factors in starting a new business endeavor, describe each type of business organizational structure, identify major issues involved in creating and managing a corporation, and identify challenges and barriers associated with doing business internationally. Today we are going to review entrepreneurship, small business, and business endeavors. I will reference the textbook pages when I discuss concepts from the course so that you may follow along in that manner. I will also include links to the external references that I described throughout the lesson. Let's begin with a comparison of small business and entrepreneurship. A small business is independent, has little influence in the market, and typically has fewer than 500 employees. The price it pays to wholesalers and that it can charge to its customers are largely set by market forces. Entrepreneurship is the process of seeking business opportunities under conditions of risk. Entrepreneurs may not all have the same goals. Now we will review the importance of small business in the U.S. economy. As you can see from figure 3.1 in the textbook on page 61, most U.S. workers are employed by small businesses. Small businesses also bring forth innovation, such as new products, new manufacturing processes, or new ways to sell. Another important contribution is the way that small businesses contribute to big businesses. Most of the products made by big businesses are sold to consumers by small businesses. Even a Ford or Toyota dealership might be independently operated. As you can see by the long list on textbook pages 62 and 63, small businesses are popular in a variety of industry groups. The most common are the service sector, retailing, and construction. Often, fewer necessary resources, in other words, low barriers to entry, and a niche market allow for many smaller businesses. Location can be a vital component of a small business's success, such as servicing a rural area or maintaining a location convenient for buyers in the wholesale industry. Now we will move on to the term entrepreneur, which are the people who assume the risk of business ownership. Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg is an excellent example of an entrepreneur. Characteristics of entrepreneurs have changed dramatically from the past. Today's entrepreneur is resourceful, has a concern for personal customer relations, and a desire to be their own boss. These open-minded leaders who rely on networks, business plans, and consensus. While being an entrepreneur was previously seen as a male-dominated role, now there is significantly more gender equality. Pictured here, Lauren Conrad was named one of Forbes magazine's 2016 30 Under 30 Entrepreneurs for her online business venture, The Little Market. This website sells artists and crafts from women-led businesses around the world. Our second topic is starting and operating a new business. We will discuss crafting a business plan, starting the small business, and financing the small business. A business plan is how the entrepreneur describes his or her business strategy for the new venture, as well as demonstrates how it will be implemented. The business plan helps the entrepreneur develop the business idea before investing time or money. Now, creditors and investors demand specialized business plans to help decide whether to invest or finance. Within the business plan, the entrepreneur must set objectives, forecast sales, and financially plan. A business plan should answer the following questions. What is the entrepreneur's goal and objective? What strategies will be used to obtain those? How will these strategies be implemented? Then the entrepreneur must demonstrate an understanding of the current market, of the strengths and weaknesses of existing firms, and of the means by which the new venture will compete. Of course, the entrepreneur will need to decide to invest in an existing company, to operate a franchise, or to create a new company from scratch. A successful existing business has a proven ability to attract customers, generate profit, and establish relationships with customers. This information provides the buyer a much clearer expectation of performance. Another option is to operate a franchise. A franchise agreement involves two parties, a franchisee and a franchisor. The franchisees benefit from the parent company's experience and expertise. There is more potential for rapid growth, and franchises are more likely to succeed as a business venture. Franchises are up 20% during the past decade. However, franchises can have significant startup costs, and franchises must contribute a portion of their sales to the parent company. I chose to place a picture of Chick-fil-A on this slide because I completed a fascinating case study on the company in my master's program. These restaurants typically operate as franchises, and their franchisees are often employees that have worked their way up from the bottom. Finally, the third option is to start a business from scratch. This can provide the entrepreneur with satisfaction and control over all aspects of the business, such as lenders, equipment, location, suppliers, and employees. This choice is riskier than purchasing an existing firm. Success depends on identifying a genuine opportunity. To find these opportunities, entrepreneurs must ask, who are my customers? How much will those customers pay for my product? How much of my product can I expect to sell? Who are my competition? Why will customers buy my product rather than the product of my competitors? I have added this link, which is a taped conversation with an 11-year-old entrepreneur and Dell's Entrepreneur in Residence. I enjoyed the young girl's enthusiasm and experience. Our final topic in the overall discussion of starting a new business will be financing. Personal resources are the most important source of money, about 2/3 of all money invested in small businesses. Venture capital companies are groups of small investors seeking to make profits of companies with rapid growth potential. They invest money, desiring partial ownership and possible representation on the board of directors. Small business investment companies also invest in companies with potential for rapid growth, but they are federally licensed to borrow money from the Small Business Administration. The final topic for today's live lesson will be trends, successes, and failures in new ventures. This section starts on page 68 in the textbook for those following along. Here is a list of trends in the small business startups. Of course, the most impactful trend is the emergence of e-commerce. There are many reasons for a small business to fail or succeed. Hard work, market demand for products or services being offered, managerial competence, and luck are highlighted in the textbook. On that note, I have added a link to a video in which a successful entrepreneur, Bill Gross, discusses the most important component, in his opinion, for a startup business to succeed. This slide serves as a check your understanding for some of the key terms presented thus far. Completing practice questions is a strong way to solidify your comprehension and identify the concepts that may need further review before an online exam is taken. The answers for this matching exercise are on the next slide. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Please reach out to me via the chat room or email if you have questions. Have a fantastic day.